If I might just underscore what the council member is asking about, and in my conversation with NXP, we also talked about childcare. There's a focus in Austin, I believe, on the issue of childcare and how we do better with regard to childcare. The CHIPS Act, along with things like the bipartisan infrastructure law, other federal activity, have built into those laws the ability to gain access to child care money, to be able to utilize child care, and to gain more money in some instances if you're providing child care. I think that's what I don't mean to speak for the council members, but I think that is what she's speaking to. I get also that there may be an amount that you hit, and then there are certain requirements. But what the interest is going to be, I think, one of the interests that is going to be, is not whether you have to do something, but is instead, are you willing to do something, particularly when the tone, tenor, and import of things like the CHIPS Act speak to childcare. I say that recognizing that I think probably this whole council is going to be very interested in Austin being a national and international leader when it comes to, just because of our history and the passage of the CHIPS Act. But there are some other things that are very specific to that. So I really want to underscore, thank you, by the way, for the work that you've already done with regard to child care and nearby. That shows you on the cutting edge, if not well ahead of some people in our community. But this is one of those specific areas that we might be able to set a real example, particularly as we talk about how we incentivize.
Thank you. I would just add, like, our search for the discounts and continuing with this conversation with other benefits programs that we have, because actually it's a very robust.
But you ought to make sure everybody knows about that, because you got a specific question about childcare, and you have immediately gone over to, here's the other stuff we do that's good. There's a very real interest in childcare. I have expressed that to the NXP people in hopes that if that question came up, it would be answered in a very specific way. Great on healthcare, that you're right. But the number 2 expense in most people's households in this community, behind their housing cost, is childcare. So you're going to get specific questions about childcare. Keep up all the other good work. We're all for it. But if you come to us asking for incentives that we are inclined to want to give for a variety of reasons, if there's something specific we're asking about or council members are asking about, I think you need to be prepared to answer that.
Thank you. And right now, we're trying to get that 10% and to help lower those costs. And that would be irrespective of whether we come to this agreement. We're going to be doing that. We're in the contracting phase. And whether we go through with the CHIPS, that's still something that we're very dedicated to.
I'm not getting on you. I'm just saying.
Perfect. No, thank you.
Congratulations. Good work. Thanks for that report. But as we debate this and discuss this and set an there hasn't been an agreement like this in, what, 7 years now? How much?
I believe that's right.
Yeah, 7 years. It's rough being first.
We're happy to do it.
But we are, and we're happy you are. I mean, a long time player in this community, a long time leader in this community, and that's not lost on anybody. But as we take this first step, we also have to be thinking, who's going to be next at that podium? And we would like to be able to talk about things specifically like childcare, because we want to set an example about, we want Austin to be seen as somebody that's willing to work with industries like yours. At the same time, we have some specific needs in Austin, and that's part of what we're
Yes.
attempting to address.
Thank you, Mayor. I think well said, and just to underscore, I really appreciate NXP's investment in our community. You've been a demonstrated community partner, and that goes a long way, especially with me. And I think what I'm trying to think through with this lens of potentially approving an incentive package is how is it addressing our community's top needs or community's top priorities. And so just to underscore, I really would appreciate if y'all consider talking to local stakeholders like Success by Six, Early Matters Austin. They have incredible surveys and toolkits around childcare accessibility and needs that we have in Austin. I think they would be helpful in providing additional insight as you work to build out a more robust childcare package.
Very good, thank you.
You want to add anything?